Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and the Honorable Senior Officer, High-Rank Officer, the Honorable Speakers, and all participants. First of all, I'd like to express my gratitude for inviting me in this special occasions. This is the third time, I think, I'm visiting PCM, but with the different situations, and hopefully our collaborations between Indonesia and Thailand can be increased, because right now we are already has a military medicine faculty in Indonesia, learning from you, PCM. Thank you very much. Since 2020, we opening the military medical faculty, and right now the 5th year. So next year will be the first batch we graduate the cadets. Yes, and that because of PCM. And today, as mentioned by moderator, I will present the rules of Indonesian National Defense Force, or we call it TNI, in humanitarian assistance and disaster response. So, if we're talking about the disaster, we divide into natural and unnatural. In other books, we can see another, we call it social disaster. The natural disaster is very common, as because the world is prone to natural disasters. We have many tectonic plates. In Indonesia, we have 3 tectonic plates joining in our country, as totally 7 tectonic plates in the world. And a Pacific Ring of Fire, we have hundreds of Pacific Ring of Fire from about 1,300 volcanoes in Indonesia. So that's why every day we have disaster events. Right now, today, we have a similar disaster as your country, floods in 3 provinces, Aceh, North Sumatra, and Western Sumatra. If you have 170 casualties today in Indonesia, right now already 400 more death toll already. Yeah, that because 3 provinces. And if we say the unnatural disaster or man-made, we can say man-made disaster, we have already have like a cyber incident, terrorists. Yeah, if you see the pictures in 2001, we have a mail tracks incidents, which is the anthrax powder sent by mail into the senator office. It is and then the senator open, and then the powders make the senator dead with 5 other staff. It's kind of a terrorist in the same month before 9/11. So mail tracks is not exposed commonly like a 9/11, but it is a terrorist similar with 9/11. So the question is why military joining or taking role in disaster management in Indonesia. I think not in Indonesia. In Thailand has similar TNI or military has a role in disaster management. Why? Because military have 24/7 provide 24 hours and 7 days in a week, and then quick response, and we have chain of command, clear chain of command. That's why the first responder easier to find military. And every facility we have, like helicopters mentioned by the former speaker, and then ship, and then flight, all by military. Yeah. Difference with developed country, yeah, like U.S. and China or Russia. Yeah, they have their own national disaster agency, FEMA. Yeah, because they have many budget to develop the national disaster agency. But for the developing country, easier to develop military. Yeah. Besides that, in Indonesia, we have regulations that the military supporting our national disaster agency, we call it BNPB, to manage disasters. And then this is the main duty of military or TNI to protecting the entire nation and the entire homeland of Indonesia from threats, any threats, including disaster. So disaster is one kind of a threats and disturbances to integrity of the nation. So in Indonesia, actually, is it impossible if we just only military as a rolling in the disaster management? We need others elements. We need civilian. So we have a civilian and military collaborations in Indonesia. I think same with your country. So we have this concept, pentahelix concept. There are 5 components, A, B, C, G, M. A is for academia, B for business or private sector, C for community, and G for government, and the last M is for mass media. Yeah, and the government have 4 pillars. It's a central government, and military, TNI, police, and local governments. This pentahelix have been applied in Indonesia for several recent years, including for COVID. And we succeed to manage disaster, including COVID, by pentahelix. This is the history. Can see from 2004, starting from Indian Ocean tsunami. In that time, Indonesia have not make a national disaster agency. Indonesia National Disaster Agency after 2007. And after that, we collaborate with National Disaster Agency, yeah, military and BNPB, to provide the HADR in several areas. As I mentioned, every day we have a disaster event, and complete, not only flood, not only earthquake, but tsunami, storm, forest fires, drought, yeah, and then what else? Landslides, very complete. That's why Indonesia call it as a laboratory of disaster or supermarket of disaster. In 2018, we have triple major disaster. Major disaster because the casualty is very higher. Yeah. Lombok earthquake, Palu tsunami, and Banten tsunami in 1 year. In that time, we have one hospital ship. We call it Dr. Suharto Hospital Ship. So Dr. Suharto is very busy in that year. From one disaster area, move to other disaster area. So after that, in 2020, we add 2 more hospital ship. So right now we have 3 hospital ship. Dr. Suharto, the old one, Dr. Rajiman, and Dr. Wahidin. And the last 2 hospital ship is local meat. Local meat, yeah. And if you see this slide, since COVID in 2021 ahead, we have a transformations of our strategy. Since 2021, we send our EMT to international, to abroad. So this is kind of the diplomacy, because we have to help each other. No matter what the country is, yeah. So if you see the Palestine, Myanmar, Afghanistan, we did the HADR. Right now, we also have a EMT team in the Gaza, Palestine, and I will talk in the last slide. In this slide, you can see that the dislocation of the distributions of our hospital ships. There are 3 hospital ships plus 6 medical battalion. The hospital ships are divided into Eastern, Central, and Western. And as our president formerly is military, they ordered to add 750 more territorial battalions within 5 years to cut the response time, of the disaster event. So this 750 territorial battalion will put in every city and urban area, so we can cut the response time for disaster response. The first speaker, Marco, has mentioned that the Asia Pacific has 70% of disaster event. Yes. So the last 15 years, we have the biggest disaster events. Ranked number one is tsunami, Indian Oceans in 2004 with 330,000 casualties, which is 770,000 are in Aceh province, Indonesia. The next is Cyclone Nargis, Myanmar, with 138,000 casualties. And the third is Typhoon Haiyan, 6,000. So that's why our collaborations between Asians is needed. Yeah. And thanks to our senior that right now we have AHA Center, yeah, and then the locations AHA Center are in Jakarta. The role of AHA Center is to coordinate the collaborations of Asian countries to HADR. Transformation of threats. As right now, the threat transform from non-biological into biological threat after pandemic, after COVID pandemic. In the other hand, there is a transformation also of generations of war into fourth generation or asymmetric war and fifth generation or cyber war. If this threat merit, so there will be new threat, bio, cyber, and bio asymmetric threats. And this is the future threats we will facing. But actually, bio, cyber, and bio asymmetric already occur. Bio asymmetric that I mentioned before, mail tracks in 2001. Yeah. This is bio asymmetric threats. Bio cyber is already mentioned. What kind of bio cybers? Yeah, in COVID in Indonesia, we have fake news about the halal and non-halal vaccine. Yeah, non-halal vaccine. So make the people to choose to another vaccine. Actually, this is just a war trade between two company of vaccine. Yeah, and then about the free child concept. This is a bio-cyber. So after someone make a new concept about free child, I think this has become a change of the habit. And then we change the culture, and after that can change the regulations. Why I say that this is the bio-cyber? Because the free child outcome is zero growth populations. Zero growth population. If the big country like China or Korea is okay, free child, they probably to control the population. But for Singapore, they has a small number of population. Right now, Singapore have also the critical of number of the growth populations is negative right now, negative growth populations. So we can say that after 20 or 30 years from now, the Singaporean will be extinct. Yeah, they have only 10 million populations. If the negative growth populations right now, we can say that the 20 or 30 years, the Singaporean will be occupied by others, and he just only live in the one route, yeah, on one area. That's a bio-cyber. This is the example of bio-cybers. This concept we developed in the our military medicine college in Republic Indonesia Defense University concept of bio-warfare. This is a concept of a fight between bio-defense and bio-threat or bio-attack. So every cadets in this RIDU, Republic Indonesia Defense University, they have to research for completing the graduates, and then the topic should be biodefense. This concept we developed in our military medicine college in Republic Indonesia Defense University concept of bio-warfare. This is a concept of a fight between bio-defense and bio-threat or bio-attack. So every cadets in this RIDU, Republic Indonesia Defense University, they have to research for completing the graduates, and then the topic should be biodefense. In COVID pandemics, the roles of TNI are so many, because I already mentioned that in every disaster area, TNI supporting BNPB, National Disaster Agency. In COVID, we have 8 roles. Number 1, from evacuating Indonesia citizen, limiting supervising population mobility, testing and tracing of close contact COVID pandemic. We have 60,000 PD officers, village PD officer, 60,000, and we train how to testing and tracings the patients. Yeah, actually they are not medical personnel, but we train. And then conducting quarantine, isolating COVID patients, distributing groceries, COVID medicine, and then treating COVID patient at 110 TNI hospital. Right now we have 125 hospitals, military hospitals. And in that time, we developed 3 COVID emergency hospital. And the last is vaccinations. It's a athlete village complex. Yeah, we built in Asian Games. Yeah, but after Asian Games we changed into the COVID hospitals. We have 12,000 more beds, and make it the Wisma Atlet athlete village complex. Yeah, we built in Asian Games. Yeah, but after Asian Games we changed into the COVID hospitals. We have 12,000 more beds, and make it the biggest COVID hospital in the world. We compare with India. There is a COVID hospital also in Bangalore with 10,000 beds, and we have a 12,493 beds capacity, and we prepare just only in 5 days. And in vaccinations, military also supporting to infect all populations until we reach 70% of populations. Yeah, and make it Indonesia number 6 in the world, the country with the highest number of vaccinations. Yeah, you can see in the pictures there is a warship, yeah, surrounding by the fishermen, yeah. We did vaccination in the middle of the sea. We have a strategy for that. We call it vaccination rates, because did by the military. Yeah. And the question is for pandemic, when the next pandemic? So we just analyze, yeah, in 2019, early 2019, there is simulations of disaster. We call it Event 201. They use CAPS as a virus. CAPS is a coronavirus acute pulmonary syndrome. That's early of 2019. However, in the end of 2019, in the early of 2020, the pandemic COVID occurred. What's so coincidence? The same coronavirus. And then in 2022, there is another simulations of pandemic. We call it pandemic preparation exercise in New York. They use another virus. We call it SARS, Severe Enterovirus Epidemic Respiratory Syndrome. The question is this will be the next pandemic? I think this is the last question, slide. So right now, Indonesian still have a team, medical team, in Gaza, Palestine. So we send the humanitarian aid package by hospital ship in 2023. Yeah, we have 3 hospital ships, but the Rajiman, Dr. Rajiman, will send the humanitarian aid package in 2023 in Gaza. And then by airdrop, we also send the humanitarian aid package in 2024 and 2025. And right now, we have a team, medical team, consists of 25 specialist doctor and nurse working in the field hospital in Gaza and Al-Aris since 2024 until now. I think to closing these presentations, I just copied from the statement from President Prabowo Subianto. Thucydides warned, the strong do what they can, the weak suffer what they must. We must reject this doctrine. The UN exists to reject this doctrine. We must stand for all, the strong and the weak. That's the concept of HADR should be. I think that's all my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. First, Admiral Dr. Nurrobi. Unfortunately,
Next, I would like to honor Major General Professor ประเจตเรืองกาญจนาเศรษฐ์ to the stage to offer the token of appreciation to First Admiral Tjahja Nurrobi.
To commemorate this meaningful moment, I would now like to warmly invite Lieutenant Colonel Anupong Siri Lungrung for the official photo session.